And what it means, the trust of Steve Kerr to you?
Say it again.
What it means for you, the trust of Steve Kerr?
It means a lot because I watched a lot of film before and after the games, and we just talk about different situations that can make me better as a player. And we just talk about life, like off the court, and just like what like we can do on the court in terms of like having that better chemistry as a team. So,
you mentioned earlier that you sort of know when you have a bad game. What are the things that tell you you've had a bad game? How do you gauge your bad game, good game on your own personal scale?
I say doing stuff that I know that I can do in terms of like stand on the ground, being a second to jump, being way more disciplined in terms of that. And I say just being smarter, but that's because like I just came into the league and I'm still trying to learn like a lot of stuff. So once I started picking up on a lot of stuff and seeing the pictures out there on the floor and just being way more attentive with everything, then everything is going to be easy. But right now it's just learning. That's all, just going through my learning curve. So.
James, how better player you feel from the beginning of the season until now?
I'd say I'm way more poised. I'm way more mature. And also I'm way more, I'd say, observative in terms of like just being patient, taking my time and just observing the floor first before I make a move. Sometimes I tend to rush still, but I'm still working on that. But I'm being way more like vocal on the defensive end because like at the beginning of the season, I wasn't like talking like on defense because it was going so fast, but the game is starting to slow down. So I'm starting to make like more calls on defense and just be there for my teammates. So.
Did you say you do some of your film study with Steve?
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
What is he like? What is he like when he's sort of explaining things, or as you guys watch the film together? What do you think about his patience?
Right, just telling me stuff like what I need to work on in terms of making sure, like when I get the ball in the post, like when I get the ball in the post, I don't have to like always do one-on-ones and score. Just make sure I observe. Make sure the guards do their split cuts and I can either get a pass or I can get a pass to the opposite side or I can do an uphill DHO. Just like different stuff to like simplify the game for me and just make it easier. So, yeah.
How does he deliver critiques to you, and then how does he deliver his compliments?
Really just, I say the continuity of just going through my ups and downs and finally like realizing like the true concept of like what I need to do to make an impact on the floor. So I say like both like on defense, making sure I be more vocal, making sure that I get way more blocks in terms of just being a second to jump. And on offense, making sure that I just stay in the dunker spot, having great spacing and really just creating that great chemistry off the court with Steph and just working out with Steph and just trying to get that chemistry. So when the game comes, then I can be able to execute.
Hey, James, so when it comes, with your development, what would you say is more difficult, the speed of the game or the mental part?
I say the mental part because, like, when you have bad games, in terms of me, I'm super competitive. Like, I get very down on myself, but I'm starting to realize that it's going to happen. So you just have to just stay strong and just keep pushing. Really, that's all. Because, you're going against the best players in the world every night. So it's going to be nice to where it's not going to be what you expected, but it's going to be nice for you to have great games. So it's just ups and downs.
James, with 22 games left, what would define a successful rookie season for you now?
I'd say just push through, keep getting better, finish these 22 games out really strong, and try to push for the playoffs and then just keep working every day. So that's really all.
Was there a game at one point in this season where you thought, okay, this is my best game so far this season?
Right. I actually say versus Atlanta Hawks the first time they came here because I was blocking shots. That was like my best overall game. Blocking shots, getting lobs, running the floor, getting rebounds. And that was really like my most overall game in terms of like being disciplined, especially on defense. So that was like my best defensive game, I can say.
What game did you hate?
Game I hate? I got a lot of them. I'd say probably the Sacramento game, and I'd say the Miami game for sure. Yeah. And, then my third game, when I first came into the league, my third game versus Chicago, that was like when I go back on the film right now in terms of now, like I'm way different. So, yeah.
You see the difference though, yeah.
Yeah, I see the difference for sure. All right, y'all.
Thank you, sir.